Ninja Massacre from Codemasters, and what might surprise you straight away is that it doesn't have simulator in the title. But if you was like me in the 80s, then you'd have to rush out and buy every game that had ninja in the title anyway. But I remember that when I got it home and loaded it on the Commodore 64, I'd realised it was pretty much just another Gauntlet clone. I already had Gauntlet by the time I played this game, and must admit, I love Gauntlet, so I thought that this would be a nice little revival of the genre, and was something I could really get into. I'll link Gauntlet at the end of the video, as I explain exactly why I love this type of genre. There were a lot of games that tried to copy the style of Gauntlet. Druid, Avenger, Dandy, Fire King, Into the Eagle's Nest. Just too many to mention really. However, when it comes to Ninja Massacre, not even programmer David Darling could put his name to the ridiculous quote on the cassette inlay.
The game is absolutely massive. Ultra-quick gameplay and hundreds of opponents. So much action. It's incredible.
Which is a lot of bollocks from the start. You play the role of a ninja, and I'll venture to say that our ninja moves a lot faster than the heroes of Gauntlet. The shuriken you throw as weapons are awesome, yet hilarious at the same time. It's like having an automatic shuriken rifle under your kimono that shoots the shuriken out faster than bullets. Struggling through the labyrinths, you come across numerous items, all of which are explained in the screens before the game begins. One of these interestingly resembles a packet of what appears to be Camel cigarettes, just to draw attention to the fact that if you want to be a ninja, you have to smoke at least 2 packets a day. There are of course the magic items similar to the potions in Gauntlet, which can be used to destroy everything on screen. Other items include sake, some Chinese food, a chest, a heart which gives temporary immunity, a boomerang, a clock which stops the enemies temporarily, a star, a pumpkin, keys, some acid, and finally, the exit. Okay, obviously there's a little more to the items, but it doesn't explain what these things do anywhere. The pumpkin is handy as it will repel enemies, and I think my shuriken started bouncing off items when I picked up either the star or the horseshoe boomerang type item, which I think gives you extra shot power. Other than that, the most important one is the steps going down, Sword of 4 Gold style. That's your exit. You're attacked all the time by hordes of various enemies, who are monochrome in that spectrumoid way, probably because there are sometimes literally 200 of them on the screen at once. They multiply faster than rabbits, and then the massacre party begins. I've never seen sprite bashing and destruction so fast in a C64 game, and that puts this game right at the top in terms of the arcade element. The mazes themselves are surprisingly intelligently designed and require a good memory and brain power, which further adds to an already difficult and challenging game. The only problem is that it's too easy for you to get stuck somewhere because you used your last key on a chest or activated a trap which closed 2 seconds ago behind you, and now you're literally stuck. In some areas there are walls you can break down, secret doors, or bottomless holes. These are nicely labelled as hellholes on the title, and if you uncover one of these bad boys, then you'll be greeted with an endless swarm of enemies, including one Gauntlet-esque death character, who looks more like an old woman walking around in a nightie. Unlike Gauntlet however, this guy won't disappear once he's sucked the life out of you. So again, like being stuck in certain rooms, if you're surrounded by 3 or 4 of these, then it's pretty much game over. Unless you can zap them with a packet of camels. Also, what? Strength? Is this a thing with all copies of this game? How was this overlooked? Anyway, if you fall into one of the hellholes which are the source of these death-like creatures, you'll automatically end the game, regardless of how much energy you have left. There's definitely no glory in that.
Alright, let's do this.
Are you also married?
it's also incredibly frustrating trying to shoot your way through the hordes of enemies who seem to respawn almost instantly. One good feature which I really wish they added in Gauntlet was every 5th level you'll find a password which you can type in from the start and skip having to go through all that rigmarole every time. Maybe that's because the developers knew this game is hard. Mind you, unlike Gauntlet, there are only 50 levels to keep you occupied, and it is actually good fun if you can find a buddy to team up with and play through in 2-player mode for a real oriental bloodbath. It is a little buggy in places though, and some of your shots don't seem to register on the enemies, especially if you're surrounded. You need to kind of waggle the joystick into the directions whilst firing to dispatch of them. But still, it's really frustrating sometimes when all you want to do is move out of the way. The graphics in the game are okay, I guess, typical of Codemasters games, but the sound is excellent. The opening rock-like melody stops when you start the game, but I kept them going because I like the matte grey riff. Also, the sound effects are decent too. There's a weird mechanic where groups of enemies won't move towards you until you reveal them, even though they might only be 2 squares away on the next screen, but I can live with that. Massacre is definitely a game that has more than meets the eye, you just have to give it a chance. Nowhere near a big thumbs up, but still a decent enough game to whittle away 5 or 10 minutes. Give it a whirl and let me know what you think, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, I massively appreciate the continued support. If you're new to the channel and are enjoying the nostalgic memories, then maybe consider subscribing. Check out the other games on the playlist to see if your favourite Commodore 64 and Commodore Amiga game is already up there, but if it's not, it's definitely coming soon. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.